All right, Todd, what is going on?
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going over the market statistics for the greater Phoenix metro area and suburbs for the week ending May 24th and the week prior. All right, let's get right into it. 28 days closed on market, a 0.25 month supply. We're eating up our inventory at a rate of 393%. That's basically saying it's a relationship with the quarter month supply. So realistically, we're eating up 4 months of inventory within a 1 month period. Our average list price is at $737,000. Our average sale price at $504,000. Both of those have come down just a little bit, which is kind of a nice little thing to see. And our list price to sale price retention is maintaining that 101% range. Inventory across the board is up. Inventory is at 5,853. That's up quite a bit, actually. Looking at pending is at 5,888. And our closed units for the month, yes, that's not a mistake, 6,680 units. New listings taken this past week were 2,312. That's a good sign. You know, we're not quite the 24, 25 that we're looking for this time of year, but still is a good sign. I'll share the 2020 and 2019 numbers with you so you can see why I'm saying that's such a good sign. Days on market close sitting at 28 days, which is super brisk. In our price ranges under 500,000 is continuing to decline. This was at 72% prior to COVID. We're sitting at 59%, meaning that inventory under 500,000 only represents just under 60% when it's normally somewhere in the 72% range. And again, the area that is being hit the hardest here is the under $300,000 market, the 0 to 199 and the 2 to 299. Those markets are significantly declining. It's difficult to find a new home out there or a home out there under 300. Taking a look at the $500 to $1 million price ranges representing 26%. There's a growth factor there. That's always been 18 to 20%. Now we're sitting at 26. And the other growth factor happens in the above $1 million inventory. It's just on fire, $1 million to 1.8. And then there's another gap between 3.8 and $4.7 million that is like on fire, but representing 14% of the entire inventory. So our spreadsheet today, we've done something different 2 weeks ago, and we're carrying on with this philosophy. In the goldenrod area there in the center of the page, you have 2019 statistics, same week. And then to the left of that in the pink or salmon, we have 2020 statistics for the same week. And then the week over week analysis that we always have. To the right-hand side in the blue, for those of you who are just joining us first time, that represents last month and the prior month. So we're always looking at somewhere between a week over week to see what's going on this month, and then also a month over month to see what's going on trend wise. But we're at 2,312 new listings this week, 2,281 2 weeks ago. Last year, we only took 1,721. So that's where I'm saying that's a pretty good sign, rather good sign. And then in the 2019, which was a banner year, 2,214. So we're right in line. We're doing exceptionally well trying to replace that inventory, but it's pretty much staying the same. So we were at 4,500 just not too long ago active. We're sitting now at 5,800, which is nice, and continuing just every little bit to chug up. Obviously, last year we didn't have 133,000 listings. That was a mistake. It should be 13,487, 17,000 the year before. So, from when we talk about being in an inventory crisis, that's what we're talking about. But the reality is we're not in a crisis at all. We just need more product added because of all the people coming to Arizona from different markets, and also the builders, which this does not reflect, provides a ton of those additional homes. So 5,853 is where we're standing at accurate. Of that 5,833, 744 of those are coming soon. 4,549 of those are single family detached. 429 are brand new homes or new home communities that are listed in the community, listed in the MLS. So as far as distressed inventory, 5,800 of our, or 99.4% is non-distressed. We're sitting at basically 29 listings that are distressed. So again, we're way safe in that perspective. Looking at pending, this is how many people are actually in the market at any one time. Coming to a meeting of the minds with the buyers and the sellers, we're at 5,888, 5,851 2 weeks ago, and then of course 5,900 last year. So we're kind of just a little under the demand that we were at the same time last year, and then 6,497 in 2019. So again, we actually, looking at 2019 numbers, for this number in the left to be somewhere in the 6,500 range would be reasonable this time of year in a growing market, not necessarily a market that's going to enter hyperinflation. So looking at a closed perspective, we're sitting at 6680. We got a few more days, about a week left to the month here. 5,000 was where we were at last year. 3,200 only. 3,200 last year. 5,000 the year prior to that in 2019. Looking at closed distressed property, again, just so that you get an understanding and you can use these numbers to share with your clients so that they understand that there is no pending looming foreclosure market. This isn't happening. We're just at a 7% default rate, and that's a normal number for historical over the last 65 years of recording mortgages. That's basically what the number has always been. So again, we're very comfortable with those numbers from that perspective. Inventory wise, sure, we'd like to see a 3-month supply. We're at a quarter. That's pretty big. Last year we were at 2.29. The year before that at only 1.88. As far as prices, because this is something that everybody seems to be gauging the market on. They see these average or these median prices, and median is probably a better thing to look at right now, because average prices are just reflecting the reason they're going up so fast is not because the houses are being sold for more money. These numbers are going up faster because what's happening is the elimination of the majority of that under $500,000 market going from 72% to only 60%, just under 60%. That means that 60% of the inventory that would normally be helping pull this number down back into that 380 range, 375 range, isn't there. So what's happening is it's starting to now creep up as an average because of the fact that more expensive homes are being sold and fewer less expensive homes. Taking a look at the days on market, again, very, very brisk. 70 is where we should be as far as sold. We're sitting at 28. It just means that we're in that multiple offer market. So one of the things that our brokers want us to really understand here is that there is a super liability happening right now. In fact, I did a post on it over the weekend. What's happening is attorneys are out there asking buyers, ambulance chaser attorneys are out there asking buyers, did your agent tell you had to offer a higher amount than comparable value in order to win this transaction? And if the answer was yes, and they did close on that property, there's potentially a lawsuit there. The factor is we are not supposed to be, if a consumer asks us, what does it take for me to win the deal? Say, well, take a look. Here's some historical perspective over the last 90 days. But for all practical purposes, if you're saying to them the terminology of you need to offer 25,000 over list or 50,000 over list or significantly over list, you're potentially going to be one of these people that if the consumers say to an attorney, yeah, my agent said that, they're building class action lawsuits right now. So please don't do that.
Nice.
If it's just a wrong comment. Now, if you can pull a comparable from that neighborhood and the comparable demonstrates that it's higher than you would have imagined by 20 or 30 or 50,000. There's nothing wrong with telling them what the comparable value is, but you are not supposed to, other than a market condition advisory kind of perspective, a conversation about historical and experience. What ends up happening is you can mislead the consumer. The consumer can pay and these are even the people coming from California that know that Arizona's market is a super market, because they're paying over value and you're helping them do that. Looking at list price to sale price retention, we're sitting at an average 101.6. This means that the price on the contract that was accepted, the offer that was accepted as a contract, is 101%, 101.66% of the list price at the time it was accepted. So we look in these type of markets to see this hovering right about 100% when normally it hovers about 97.8%. So again, in the market, that's what's going on right now. If you're a consumer listening to this, please understand that, ask your agent for the comparable value and then make your own decision. If you can pay whatever you want for a home, because the fair market value is what a willing buyer and a willing seller decide to buy and accept. But if you're telling people they have to do that, that's a bad sign. Thanks, everybody. I look forward to seeing you again next week. If you next week, I think we're good. We have one more week of monthly numbers, and then the week following that, we'll do our month end.
Well, next week is Memorial Day, so we will not be here next week.
There we go.
All right. Don't sound too excited not to be at work.